Here we go. It is Friday. I'm getting all technology set up and going to start admitting everybody. Hopefully this works. Always fun when it's a one-man show and pausing the live so I can get everyone on, start admitting everyone. Hey, welcome. It's Friday. It is, I guess, the last day of most people's work week, even though a lot of us continue to work throughout the weekend. Excited to sort of bring our topic that we've talked about all week, sharing, to an end. But I also want to reserve the right to say we can talk about sharing every day, because that's what it's going to be about. I have some cool things I've been looking into and going to be able to share, and want to make sure that we collaborate and have open conversation with this as well. I'm going to share you an article that was made back in 2014, and it's relevant. I mean, that's what we're going to be chatting about, so wanting to make sure that you're all going to be aware. I'll be sharing the link here shortly. But just talking about the topic of sharing. And one of the biggest things that I've been doing in the research of this is the lack of sharing and why that happens. We all have an opportunity every day to do the sharing of knowledge. And so many people do it, but so many more people do not. And they feel that there's repercussions, or the fact that they might not be a guru at it. And you don't have to be a guru in sharing. It's just about knowledge that you know. It's your opinion. And you can only expand upon that when you share it with someone else and get feedback on it. So, when looking at the Elify platform, we all know, and we're sort of continue honing in on what the message is and what it is it's simply just a digital mobile marketing platform, right? That's focused on networking, sharing, and referring. So if you take each one of those items and say, what does networking mean to you? Well, we all know that we've been talking about it, that there's flaws in networking, right? The self-serving has been something that's happened in networking for quite some time, but knowing to effectively network is to have that servant mentality, to go into this network and saying, I'm bringing value. And the only way I bring value is if I share information and I share potential things that will help other people, making it that triple win, right? It's a win for you, it's a win for them, and it's a win for everyone else that they may know as well. Then when you have conversations with people, we'll go to the next step of marketing. When you ask people about their business, what do they use? What do they do? Well, a lot of things that I hear is, well, I need a business card, I need a landing page, I need a website, I need a way to share it, I need a way to track it. Those are the micro technologies in a nutshell that are brought within our application, right? Those are things that give us the opportunity to sit there with two of these and one of these to say, I'm listening to what you're talking about. And these are problems that you have, and there's solutions out here. And I have something that may be of interest to you. Maybe not. Maybe you know someone that it might interest. That's one of those things that ER has talked about this week, right? Sort of that give and take away mentality. I know, Mike, you probably know that from network marketing. They always talk about the give. It might not be for you. And as soon as you say something like that, somebody's like, well, why is it not for me? I'm going to start listening in. And when you're having those conversations. And from those marketing elements, it is, what are you sharing? Well, they're looking to share their information, or their way to get their information out there, their knowledge, what they've learned, and how can they do that? We have run across more people than you can imagine in these short few years, and so many more on a daily basis, that talk about elements like this and just don't know they're available. And so we're out here also, saying there's solutions to people's problems. Do you know, and when having these conversations, do you know someone who needs your service, products, or opportunities? Right? I know Tuesday had mentioned the other day after we talked about it on Monday is I'd rather be prepared and not have an opportunity than have an opportunity and not be prepared. And being prepared is one of the biggest things. So it is a little bit of education. What we love about our community is the education, and we're not the gurus and know everything, and that's why we bring the community in to utilize the knowledge that they have. Mike, you got 41 years in network marketing. There's knowledge there. You can drop knowledge. We could probably sit here every day, every week, and you could teach somebody something new every hour on how to network, how to offer support, how to help. Because that's our servant mentality within this community, and what we really love about it, and why we're working on looking to expand this and looking for more people to join. Do you know others? So that's a big part of it. Do you know others that are looking for things like this? Well, we've already mentioned that we run across it every day, right? And it doesn't matter what business, opportunity, product, service that they're in. There's just a better way to do things. It might not be the best way to do it. The best way would probably have platforms that cost thousands of dollars to be able to run, right? And who can afford those? I was talking with an agency owner yesterday on marketing and doing different types of things, and they talk about how everyone needs our services. Well, probably, but can everyone foot a $10,000 bill a month just for their SEO, their landing page creations, their tracking, their ad spend, those different types of things? I would say 99% of people cannot. And so how can we provide something to someone to share those type of elements in a micro technology and get virtually the same exact type of results? Granted, we're not doing SEO and Google, which is crazy, changes their algorithm 300 times a year, which is unreal. So if you're going to do SEO, you've got to be on top of it, right? And that's probably why so many people are paying so much for it. And they can afford it because they're probably a really large company or have dedicated resources to be able to do that. Or internally they have someone, maybe they're not paying them $10,000. Well, most likely they are paying an individual $10,000 within a large corporation to do those types of things. And then ultimately making it that triple win, right? How can we make sure what we're sharing in a networking, in a community type atmosphere to make it so it's that triple win? I'm providing solutions. These solutions can support these other individuals. And in turn, when they see the results, there's a high likelihood of them sharing it with others. And some of the things I have them written down here in notes, and I had to go dig through them last night, knowing that this is the topic that we're going to be talking on. Is we often encounter individuals uninterested in knowledge sharing, which is crazy, right? Because embedding knowledge sharing into your normal business process is what everyone should adopt. That's what we have to do in business is share. Otherwise, we're working for someone else. We're doing something to empower someone else. So empowering others with the knowledge means they're less essential to the organization. That's a crazy thing about this. I'll reread this. We often encounter individuals uninterested in knowledge sharing because they want to be the person with the answers. For them, empowering others with the knowledge means that they're going to be less essential to the organization. Why? That's crazy. Right? This is that whole giver's gain, servant, whatever. It's not holding things to myself and saying, you've got to pay thousands of dollars. We all know that there's the gurus out there that charge for their systems tens of thousands of dollars to be a part of. And maybe someone brought them knowledge, but they're not going to let that person talk about it because they have to be the ones out front. No, sir. It's not what it's about. It's about giving people a platform to be able to share as much knowledge, information as they want, and being willing to do it, to know, to the statement I made earlier, to know the only way you're going to get feedback and have collaboration is by sharing that knowledge. Ruben, you have your hand up. Feel free to join.
Yes, that it's a great topic, knowledge sharing. As you know, Friday morning, I go to a live meeting where the leader has a competitive digital card that he promotes along with the company. And again, I see where in the beginning, he wanted to investigate, but something for his group, etc. But I saw the opportunity that people raised their hands, and about 7 or 8 of them had that particular card. And I congratulate them because that's the market. They're opening up the market. So that's a digital card. So I led off with a tap card, and I showed them basically how to do it. And there was a gentleman, his eyes lit up. He is a home inspector from a large home inspecting company that wants realtors. Okay. He came over to me. He said, Ruben, I have a competitive card. And I said, I understand. You showed it to me last week. And guess what? I downloaded it. What did you think about it? He says, there's some limitations because what happens, the capture page comes right up in your face before you even get to see the card. He said, I didn't particularly care for that. He said, I'm interested in that tap card. And he goes, yeah. And I designed a tap card that will give him the information. But the interesting thing is, guess what he gave me? It's an unbelievable pen. It's got a balance coordinator. It's got all kinds of gadgets that's targeted to hand out to realtors. Okay. And he spends a lot of money on this custom pen. Can you imagine the savings that he's going to encounter when he goes full shuffle for that? That was one area. But the other area I wanted to share with the group because I'd like some feedback on this. Guys, I'm going to be targeting a car dealership. The car dealer bought a used car from us last year and gave us a great price. So we have a relationship with the guy. I noticed that when I went into the car dealership, he has 4 salesmen on the floor. Can you imagine if each of those salesmen had their own tap card and that he coordinates everything on his dashboard where he provides all that information. And when they tap a customer that they just showed a car to and they want to follow up with him, he has the analytics on his dashboard. And that's basically, I'm going to pursue that. I'm going to try to see if it works, see if he buys off on it. But I was just wondering if anybody else had any experience with that scenario with car dealerships.
And I'll let anyone answer because I have a scenario.
I'm curious, Ruben. When you tap the card, doesn't it give them your information?
The card that you're talking about this particular time?
Yeah, when you go up to the salesman at the dealership and he taps the card, he has a tap card that he taps to the customer's phone. That gives the customer the salesman's information.
Yes. And again, I was thinking like maybe the free card. You know how the free card is lined up? They got the salesman's picture, okay, and then they do videos showing the inventory of the
Sure.
newest cars. That'll be the video part. But the capture page there would be the customer that particular auto salesman showed the car to for follow up. Okay, but
So he's going to tap the card, help them put it in their phone, but ask them to fill out that information so he can follow up with them.
exactly, and so that lead
Okay.
goes back to him
And to the boss.
Yeah, but the manager who hands out these cards will have the full Monty shuffle.
Tracking and
He'll capture all of those leads on the left-hand side, so he can actually monitor the effectiveness of the salesman. If in fact with a follow-up, you know what I mean? There's all kinds of things, but I don't know. That's in my head. I was wondering, Mike, do you have any input on that?
I go with the single lady attitude. Is I don't give a car salesman my information until I'm ready to sign on the bottom line, regardless of what he gives me.
Oh, that's a good
personal.
perspective.
All right. Okay. Yes, many times, and I've tried it many different ways, but the best way is once you got it nailed down, you go into the sales manager. And the sales manager, you may start with a salesman. I've done it with salesmen, showed my card. It started one time I just drove on a lot, and I have signs on my car on the back window. And he noticed the sign, and he was like, well, what is that? And I showed him my card. He was like, man, I'd love to have that. I showed him, took him in. We did a little bit of looking around. I gave him a card that I put together real fast. And he's, man, this is great. And I was like, well, because I used to sell cars. I said, where's the sales manager? And he introduced me to the sales manager, and that's how that started. What I introduced to the sales manager is him getting, or the dealership getting the shuffle card, getting 100 cards, and then giving every salesman a card that's going back to that one account. Because the sales manager does not want, because when they buy the cards, the paper cards for these people to hand out, that phone number on there is coming into the office. It may ring on that person's desk, but it comes into a central switchboard that they control. They know these people coming in and out. So when I showed them how when somebody fills out something on the shuffle card, it comes to a central account, the CRM, that he controls. He controls that CRM. Even though they all have separate cards, he controls the CRM because they all come back into that CRM that he can see. That's what he wanted. That'll light him up.
And turnover or not, he still has that information.
Right, because they keep all the information on the people that come on the lot.
Right.
When they come on the lot, the salesman may give out his card, but when they sit down and they fill out that initial paperwork, what is your name, what is your phone number, what is your email, what type of car you're looking for, that goes into the central database for everybody inside the dealership. And that's what he wants. So that CRM will do that right away. It brings all entries into where he can see it. Now, if he doesn't want to, when I tell him, if you don't want this, you got a salesperson over here that wants to get my card. Now, all you can do is stop him from getting it.
Right.
That's up to you. But,
I think there's multiple scenarios to run this one, and that's probably one of the only ways that I can see where there's one account that's utilized by multiple people, is something that's having a sales manager that they're pulling the data. Yeah, we get questions all the time, husband and wife who want to have one account. Well, you can do it, but the notifications is only going to go to that one primary email, that primary phone, and then they understand, okay, we're doing the same business, but we have our own contacts, our own leads, and those different types of things. But in a car salesman scenario, in a dealership, it really would be, let's get you on the platform as a manager. Let's get those additional cards purchased. create one for each person. You get the opportunity then as the manager to control the messaging on each card. You can change the links out for everyone's card every day if it's based on a single car, a fleet of cars, those different types of things. And then all the information, if there's a lead capture or something on it, goes to that central account and is managed by that sales manager. Go ahead, Mike.
And also bring up the saving that they will save, because a dealership spends a lot of money in business cards. New people come in, they may not last but a week, but their card is ordered. As soon as they hit the ground, that's part of the entry process of ordering cards for them. I was only there for 6 months, but sometimes I saw cards coming in, delivered, long boxes of cards, and that person is not even here already anymore. He's already left, got fired or quit, right? But they've already spent the money in the cards. Now you can show them where, hey, the day they show up, when they are doing their entry page paperwork, you could have them a card that day going home with them. And whenever the numbers change, you could change the number across the board on every card just like that.
Absolutely.
They'll love that stuff.
I mean, they
can run specials.
Right. Yeah.
Special promotions into the cards, but then that's when he's hiring, because the sales managers are not going to do that work. He would have the secretary or the lady that sits at the front that manages. You know, when you come into a dealership, somebody says, "Can we help you?" That lady there manages the computer, so she could be managing all about the digital business card.
Right,
And all HR has to do is when they exit, all they have to do is click
delete their card. That's it.
Yeah.
The amount of churn. Delete or just switch it to the next person that's coming in. Just update it, put it in the next card. Those tap cards, same thing, coming in. We hand those, each one of them gets a tap card. Maybe that's their thing. They quit, they get fired, hand that back in so we can reassign it to another card. That's a way to look at it from the aspects of dealership. So hopefully that helps, Ruben. Awesome. So we'll continue through, just a little bit of the knowledge sharing and why we feel that people may be afraid in sharing knowledge is they think their ideas may be stolen, right? So many people feel, well, this is an idea that might get stolen or rejected, or they're afraid to fail, or they don't want to hear critique. And it's important, again, to understand that the only way you're going to receive feedback is by sharing and getting information out. So here, Ruben had a request. We give feedback. It had an idea, and maybe we adjusted the idea. There's opportunities here, and so it's getting knowledge from the community. There's a word that I had to look up because I knew there was one. Does anybody know what share phobia is? Mike?
Share phobia?
Mm-hmm. And it's
I've never looked it up, but just listening to what you're saying, it would be the phobia of sharing. Sharing something, with someone else. But I understand most people that have that issue or have anything about sharing have not bought into the abundance mentality that you'll never cover the world. There's just so much out there for everybody. Right. And with our technology, with the shuffle card and the way we are going about doing this is for the people that are on here today. These are the faces I see every Friday. Like I told y'all, this is your business. It's only a few of us, if you look, doing what we're doing. Only a few. There's a lot of people that have the shuffle card, but there are not a lot of people that are bought in to the whole system and understand that we have something unique and you will never run out of people to talk to. Abundance mentality. I can't cover where you live. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to cover where I live. Absolutely. Okay? I'll tell you everything I can tell you to help you get where you want to go, because I want more people to show up here on Fridays, because I don't want Shuffle to go anywhere. Ever.
Right.
Ever. I don't want it to go anywhere, and I can't promote it enough by myself to keep the company. I want everybody promoting it so that, Guy and ER never have to think about, are we doing the right thing? Yes, you're doing the right thing. Keep getting paid and keep helping us get paid.
Absolutely.
That's the goal.
I love that. And I put sharephobia, how you spell it, if you want to go look for it. Like, it is a true medical condition. And it's based on, people's, to that point, not bought in to Mike. We've got a handful of people that show up on Fridays, more every now and then. But I'll tell you, there's tens of thousands of Shuffle users. And are they bought in? If they were to be bought in, they could see what Shuffle can do for their products, services, opportunities, sharing, getting the information out, networking, doing whatever. And where sharephobia comes in as well is people try to protect themselves. And it stems from maybe a past conflict, tragedy, trauma, something of that sort. But we talked about it, was it yesterday? No. Did that hurt anyone's feelings? No. Was it you, Mike, who said it that, you didn't have them before and they say no, you're not going to have them? Or was that you, Anna? You might have. I don't remember who said it, but it was, if you didn't have them at first and they tell you no, so what? They're not bought in. They don't understand that there's value in sharing.
Today they're not bought in. Today.
Yeah. Today they're not. Doesn't mean that they can't be tomorrow if we're sharing the information that's going to be relevant to them. Joseph, I see where you're asking first time, and thank you for joining. Where you can learn more about the system. Every Tuesday we do a training. Kathy, who's joined just a little bit ago, we have a Tech Tuesday. Tech Tuesday at 2. Is that what it is? What it's called? 2 Central.
Yes, Tech Tuesday at 2.
At 2.
I'm here. Sorry, I'm working.
No,
hey, everybody.
And to know that almost every day of the week, and we are going to be looking at Wednesday things coming as well. Kathy's got some awesome stuff that we're working on behind the scenes. To be able to learn more about the system, the solution. Anna, thank you for sharing that week at a glance. That will also help you to the card. That's I would say that to your home screen, wherever, make it a favorite and always come back to that. If you're within those groups, also our YouTube channel, the Go Elify YouTube channel, if you subscribe to that, you're going to get a notification from YouTube every time we go live and have some type of training. That YouTube channel also houses our tutorial elements, and we're really focusing on our micro technologies. So we're working on our micro education, short videos, simple one item, one thing, one way to do it. And so those are things in the works right now. But the link that I said I was going to share to everyone at the very beginning, and this is an article written from 2014, and you can go look at it later, or we can sort of follow along, is the title of the article, and it falls really into what we talk about, is 16 reasons why people don't share their knowledge and what to do about it. And this is really focused on a book on why employees don't do what they're supposed to do and what to do about it. Well, we're not talking employees here. We're just talking people in general in business, and some things that may help them enhance their knowledge and the reasons why they should share it, right? So the first one, don't have time. Yeah, we do. Time's all we have. And it's how we manage that time, right? Embedding, like what we talked about earlier, embedding knowledge sharing into our normal business processes. It's the only way we're going to get information out is having knowledge and embedding it into our daily process of sharing that knowledge. Mike, I know you're always on. We talk about it. You're on. You're sharing, right? You're awake. You're sharing. You're sleeping. You're probably dreaming about sharing. It's just ingrained into him. Does anyone have, any thoughts on time? And if anyone can share with anyone else in the community what they feel may be a restriction, why people think time is an issue. They don't have time to share information.
Well, they have to get their own job done. They can't be, lax and sharing all their stuff with somebody else and taking up their time at work. And they don't understand the group part of it, of being part of a team. It's great to be a strong individual, but when you share with the team, then you share the balance of the work as well, and the balance of the responsibility, and it becomes a team effort.
Right.
Time. We're running in a world of destruction. We got something pulling at us all the time, and we think we have to keep up. That's the issue.
Right.
We don't realize our personal value, that we are already up.
Right. I would say that there's to the 9-to-5ers, wager a guess that if I'm at a 9-to-5, how much productivity am I doing in that 9-to-5? I would say labor workers are probably the most productive because they're on, they have a 10-20 minute break and they're back on.
And somebody's watching all the time.
And someone's always watching. But if I'm at a desk, if I'm entering data, there's a good chance a lot of these individuals have multiple screens, and we always talk about it. There might be a cat video happening on one of them, or their distraction of seeing what everyone else is doing on social platforms. Like there's opportunities to Kathy's point, prioritize that time, knowing if I'm going to go into every day, and if I've got a 9-to-5, I'm going to prioritize and figure out where's an opportunity for me to gain knowledge, and if I've got a side hustle, to be able to share that knowledge. Because if I'm only going to look at it as, well, my 9-to-5 got over and I'm tired and I got to go home and I've got to get dinner ready and get the kids to bed, and then it's 9 p.m., I'm ready to go to bed. I didn't prioritize or find time to dig in to say, where can I start advancing myself in something that is for me and about me and about sharing, right? The next one, they don't trust others. They're worried that sharing their knowledge will allow other people to be rewarded with giving credit. So what? You're sharing your knowledge so other people can gain it to continue to share the knowledge. That's what a community is all about. Right?
You're killing me right now with that one. I'm dying over here listening.
I mean, we all know. I could mention a handful of names, and everyone would probably know them if you're in relationship marketing. And how I mentioned earlier that they've got to be the one that gives the knowledge out, because they've got to sort of hold their thumb on top of everything. They don't trust that other people can have ideas, that other people can have solutions. I mean, we sat here in the community and Ruben asked a question about getting the card into realtors, and Mike shares right away. He experienced it. He was worked in selling cars. He didn't keep that information to himself, and that's what we love here.
This is like that time that guy came up to me and his version of the tap card didn't work, right? He had a different company, different card, and I didn't try and sell him mine. I helped him with his. And then he was like, why don't I just get yours? Because you're right here to help me.
Right.
Right? I mean, I could have been like, oh, can't help you with that. But I was like, I know it's probably wrong. I probably know what's going on here. So just being helpful elevated me to him, even though I wasn't trying to sell him something. We don't always have to sell people something.
Right. And I mean, the one of the best things, a solution to they don't trust others, is looking at rewarding them for trusting, right?
Exactly.
Or sharing. There's rewards with an affiliate program, a referral program. It's why we wanted to be able to provide it to everybody. And so confident that it would work, that it would definitely work in the masses. When, to Mike's point, people buy in. They understand that the organization, the community, is so much more powerful, not only with 14 people on a call, but with hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands. There's so much more opportunity to share and support, reward, praise. I mean, we praise you, Ruben, for your wins and getting people these last few weeks, staying diligent, continually sharing information to them on our platform and bringing them into the fold. It's just what we would like to do. They think knowledge is power, so they hoard that knowledge, waiting for someone to beg them for it, right? So to the point again, gurus, I'm going to give you knowledge and you need to buy the $700 ticket to come get it. And, we only have standing room available and now it's $400. But you've got to get your flight, your hotel. We'll give you a discount. We're probably getting some type of discount back from the hotel and getting you in. I mean, that's not what it's about, right? So, reward, recognition, getting people to know that it really is servant sharing, growing, supporting in what you do as well as what they do. They don't know what they should do. Like, leadership is what they're saying here. Leadership has not made a strong enough case for sharing knowledge. Have we not made a strong enough case for sharing knowledge? I think Mike made a strong enough case. Getting more people, inviting more. We don't want Elify to go away. We're not going to go away. But to know that the organization, the community is about sharing, empowering, bringing people in, setting goals, giving praise, acknowledgement, all of it. They don't know how to do it. And that's one of the crazy things, right? Because yes, knowledge is power, but you've got to be able to be willing to advance yourself forward enough to look for the knowledge, find the knowledge, know the reason why you're wanting to know that and why you're wanting to share it. So why share it? They don't know how to do it. We got Tech Tuesday. We got Thursday Masterminds. We got Friday with the Founders. How to do it. Ruben, how to do it. Mike, this is how I would go about doing it. It's coming back in and sharing those types of things. Having our web-based trainings, webinars, recordings. We've got them all. And you don't have to do it. You can share people. You can share information to those to come learn. They think that the recommended way will not work. There's so many people that go into business and they've learned one way. I would almost prefer at times that we had a newbie that had no clue what they're doing. Right? And that's what almost every business is, because you hire someone that this is how they've learned and this is how they're going to do it. And maybe the culture is totally different. And that's why maybe Elify is not for everyone. Because we are about a culture. To be able to expand our knowledge, expand our learning, our education on why we create micro technologies, why they're here to help advance you. And the way they advance you is helping others. They might think there's a better way, so that would go back to it. They think something else is more important. They believe that there's higher priorities or tasks than knowledge sharing. You know, I guess in the step of sharing information about Elify or your business card, your landing page, is knowing why you're using them, why you have them. Why is it important to have them? So then you can formulate your story that potentially will resonate with others. One of the big ones, there's no positive consequences for them for doing it. Yeah, there is. If you share, people see the value of it, they sign up, there's a positive consequence. You get paid. And you get paid as long as they continue to see that there's value. And when they start sharing that out to others, I guess if positive consequences are something people are afraid of, call me crazy. Go ahead, Mike.
That is, that is one of the major problems, that you don't give to get. You give, and you will get. You don't give to get. Because if you go in it with that mentality that I got to give, or if I give, I'm going to get, and all of this, and I'm only going to give it if I get, you won't get. And you'll be wondering why it doesn't work. You have to go in with give, and it will get. Right. Give and be a giver, because it's like whenever you say something or you give of yourself, only the people that it resonates with hear you anyway. Everybody don't hear you. They hear you audibly, but it's not going in here. The people that it resonates with goes in here, and you will get, because they will acknowledge that what you told them helped them, and that's all you're looking for. That I help somebody.
It's the giver's gain, right?
Yeah, that's it.
The giver's gain. It's not a give take. Because that's so many people can identify that, or that's what you hear people say all the time. Well, you give me this, and I get this. Compared to, I'll just give you this, and let's see what works, what happens. It's that whole giver's gain. Cindy, you have your hand up. Feel free.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about some ideas that'll really help everybody here. So number one, if you are in some kind of service industry, like I do classes on social media and on StreamYard and Zoom. And so what I'm doing is I'm developing strategic partnerships. And with those strategic partners, like for instance, I have a StreamYard class at $700. And so anybody who refers me, they actually will get, their client will actually get that class for $400. Also have a referral rewards program, some kind of incentive program for people to share what you're doing within Elify. I think that's really super crucial, because that's how people are going to share what you're doing. It's all about building those relationships, the know, like, trust, and remember.
I like it. The next one along this list is they think they're doing it, right? They think they're sharing. How are they sharing? It goes back to the last topic, a giver's gain or a give and take.
Well, it's all a part of the circle of life, isn't it? It's the ebb and flow that we talk about. Sometimes we're givers and sometimes we're takers, but that's all in that circle. As you give, you receive. As you receive, you give. And it's not the same. It doesn't come back to you from the same place, but the universe knows and keeps the balance.
Absolutely.
I also talk about this in networking, though, right? If you walk in networking with an I attitude instead of a we attitude, right? If you're only there for you and what you're selling and what you're giving, and not for what we can do together or how we can build a relationship or build a collaboration, or we can do something, then that's the wrong attitude to walk into networking with. It's not about I, it's about we.
That's the whole thing about network marketing and networking, period, is the team. You can make millions of dollars with the team,
With
not
the
by
we.
yourself. With the we.
With the we. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the ultimate karma, right? I believe in karma. It's and some people just get away with crap, and you always just shake your head and how. Well, there'll be something at some point where they might have to answer to that, right? They're rewarded for not doing it. They hoard knowledge and thus get people to beg them to help. Instead of working with like the organization to encourage. So we encourage and reinforce that we want you to share as much knowledge about whatever you want to share, to not be afraid to get it out there. And we feel we have a pretty decent platform to get that out there. They anticipate a negative consequence for doing it. That's a whole mindset thing, right? And why we enjoy our community and talking about it really is to Michael and Edwin's education mindset of a champion. You've got to have the right frame of mind. You've got to have the AMP, attitude, moment, process. Mike, you have it all the time. It's about sharing. It's about helping others. Or there's no negative consequence. Well, within an affiliate program, the only negative consequence that you're going to get is you're probably going to fizzle out if you don't use the solution. If you use the solution, you might just be a user. Right? We've got a ton of just users that like their card. But I know, Kathy, like when you shared your card with Michael Ray, it was, I'm sharing the card to show you what's on it. And so many people are looking for, well, no, Kathy, what is that? Not on that. What is that platform? And then
So even at a networking event I was at last night, I was at a table of people that I didn't know. And another girl across from me was like, oh, I have a digital card too. I was like, great. That's fantastic. She's like, I use such and such. I was like, that's awesome. And then I sat there with all the cards that had just been handed to me, and I started to take the snapshots to encapsulate the cards into my shuffle. And she was like, what's that? I was like, oh, well, in my system, I can save these. And she was like, oh, well, what else does it do? She's like, I think I need that. I was like, well, yeah, maybe. Again, I'm not selling you anything. I'm just using a function. You just happen to be sitting there watching. And now you're like, I'm intrigued.
I love it. Cindy, go ahead.
So this is something that I want to share since Kathy was talking about networking. This is crucial to be a rock star. So when you are networking, do not have it be about you at all whatsoever. Be the person who is the connector. So when you go up to people, like for instance, I'll say, hi, my name is Cindy. Hi, Guy, how are you? Really nice to meet you. But today's going to be all about you. So give me about 20 minutes and I'm going to go find someone that's going to be the best referral. Tell me what the best referral is for you. And I'll be back in 20 minutes. So I come back in 20 minutes and then Guy will say, but Cindy, I really want to get to know about you. I'm like, well, why don't we meet for coffee? I said, but today I want to connect you to others. So here's George, connect with them and let me know how the referral process goes. That's super crucial. And you could also do the tap card. I have a tap card that actually has different people on there for them to connect. So being the connector at a networking event, people will forever remember you because most people are just throwing all their business cards at you. So a little tip there for networking.
I mean, that's a lot of what we've been talking on right this week is from the sharing aspect and being a part of a network and networking correctly, going in with that share mentality, not the self-serving. I go into a network, and the only way that this is going to work for me is if I'm helping others, sharing others, referring others. What's awesome about Shuffle is that card index. Getting other people's cards. When you might have a neighbor who's needing a new roof, needing a new HVAC system, and you've got it in your card index, it empowers you to share those people's information, but then comes back and highlights you to that network because you're willing to share, right? Kathy, you're probably in your networking group the one that everyone comes to just because you know everybody and you're known, liked, and trusted in giving good referrals. That's what we envision networking to be about. And a beautiful thing is Shuffle can be the unique aspect in any networking group that allows for that sharing, referring of other people, which the karma comes back and highlights you.
And again, it goes back to what Mike said about abundance mentality, right? I may have 17 realtors in my index, right? But when somebody asks me for a realtor, I ask them a question. I'm going to ask them questions first. Where are you moving? Or are you moving? What do you need a realtor for? I want to connect you to the right person. Like I told Chris last weekend, I was like, you're not going to believe the two people connected. I had somebody from way in our past to somebody new that I had just seen the last weekend at an event because she needed a realtor on the West Side. And it's not somebody I would normally, need to connect somebody to. And I was like, you're moving to Fort Worth? Oh, I got somebody. But if I didn't have if I was just like, well, I only take one, I can only have one realtor that I can recommend. That's just silly, right? You got to have an abundance mentality in the networking group, outside the networking group, and continually have different resources to offer the people the right person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Anna.
First of all, I just want to edify all the great things I've heard about networking here and how a lot of people are very nervous about going into a networking event. And it's great to get information. And they usually go around and collect cards. Hi, how are you? Yeah. But they go on and they collect these cards at the end. And as an ambassador for Chambers, I developed a series of questions for nervous networkers. And I've used it for over 25 years. And everyone loves it. So if you're a nervous networker, just go to annambrooks.com and send me a text or an email that says nervous network and let me know what your information is so I can send it to you. But I love this digital business card because when we were using paper cards, I walked around with a pen and I put in the date and the event and something I remembered about that person. And you know what? I can do that with Elify. I love that. Oh, he was redheaded and he had blue glasses or, had a great tie. She had the best shoes, bright red shoes with a blue suit. I wrote those things down. Now I put them in the notes.
Right. And then the last one before we wrap this up on this list of 16 is there are obstacles beyond their control. They're not allowed to spend time sharing knowledge. They don't have access to systems for knowledge sharing. There are systems for knowledge sharing, and it's just getting those systems shared to them. And that's where we are here, right? As users, as affiliates, as the share mentality. Or they don't have strong English language skills, and that was put in here in 2014. The platform allows people to put whatever they want in whatever language they want to be able to share. So back to that, embedding knowledge sharing into your normal business process, normal everyday process, being on, listening, knowing that there's abundance mentality, abundance of opportunities. So to be able to share, what's that mean from the affiliate aspect, and how does it work? And if you don't know about our affiliate program, you can look and dig deeper into it by going to elifyshuffle.com/affiliate. What it's going to come down, brass tacks of it all, is sharing. Letting other people know that there's a platform here to support them in their marketing efforts, in their business card creation, landing page creation, relationship management, QR codes, NFC, whatever it is, micro technologies, to advance them in their opportunities to move forward in their lives and their businesses. When you share and someone likes what they hear, they see how it can work for them, they sign up, they use your invite code, you get 10%. So if it's at $20, $10, you're going to get $1 or $2. Every month that they continue to see the value of a platform to be able to get their information out. When they're sharing it with others, and those others are interested in what they have, and they sign up using their invite links, they're going to earn, and you're going to earn as well at 8%. We do that through 6 levels. If you find people that are interested and you like to support and help them all the time, and you decide that, to Mike, your point, a team to grow and support, if you refer 10, 20, 30, or 40, you can max our affiliate program out. You can open up your 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th level at an additional 1% per level, which comes out to over 54% of what's coming to Elify is going back to the affiliates. The beautiful thing is someone you referred, and they refer someone, and so on and so on. Everyone's earning. So we have opportunities all the time in front of us. We're excited to continue to provide micro technologies, micro educational pieces to our network, our community, and that the ask, the support is, let's share it to others. Let's show that there's value in this mentality of, I'm going to hopefully be able to provide something to you that's going to support you. In turn, you like it, you know other people, you can share it to them as well. So, if we have nothing else, we'll wrap it up, get on with the rest of our day. Remember that we have sprint planning next Monday. We'll take the following Monday off. We'll give everyone the 4th of July off. You don't have to be here, even though we'll still be plugging away on the back end. But Friday with the founders. Actually, now why did I say that? Monday sprint planning. Tech Tuesday at 2 with Kathy. Thursday mastermind at 10 Mountain Time. And we'll see you back here next Friday with Friday with Founders. ER will be back in office. And everyone get some will skill refill. Have a great weekend. And we'll talk to y'all soon.